Hello guys, welcome to another session of Cassadara Learning. Today we are going to see about the programming constructs in Java. So what are programming constructs? Programming constructs are basically used to control the flow of a program. So a program, basically when we start a program, we saw that it starts from line 1 and then it keeps on executing in a flow, right? So if we want to control that flow, then we will use programming constructs. Either it can be modularization and or it can be like based on condition we need to branch the flow, like we saw the example for that also. I'll explain you in detail. And then there might be a flow based on your choice, the program user's choice, and there may be repetitive constructs, like that if you want to repeat a specific set of code, then in that case you keep on iterating the same lines of code again and again. So that is iterative construct. So there are three basic styles of constructs. One is conditional, the second one is based on user's choice, and then the third one is iterative. So for conditional, we already saw an example, right? So the conditional, basically we use a if-else construct for branching the conditions of program. So branching means based on the condition, if it is true, you will execute one set of statements, and if it is not true, if the condition is false, then we will execute another set of statements. So we saw an example, a simple example for this. I can run through that again when we go to the coding part, and I will explain you. Okay, so this conditional construct can also be like, you can add multiple conditions by adding if alongside the else. Say for example, if condition else, do something else, right? So here instead of that you can say if condition 1, then if it is true, else. If near the else you can add another if, another condition, and then you can go on like if, else if, else if, else if, and then finally the else. So if any of the condition satisfies, then we will be able, so you can do multiple, we'll be able to execute that part of the statement. So basically it is like nesting or not nesting, it is like concatenating multiple conditions and checking together, right? So that is also possible with an if-else construct. So a basic if-else construct will be looking like this. See this line here. So in this if, and then this is the condition, right? We already saw that a percentage 2 equal to 0 means if a is divisible by 2. This means a is divisible by 2, which means when I divide a by 2, the remainder will be 0. Then I print this part of the code. This part of the code will get executed inside this block, will get executed where it says system.out.println given number is even. Else means this condition had failed. So in that case, the code inside this block will get executed, and then it will say system.out.println given number is odd. So it's a very simple example of how an if-else construct can be used. Okay, the next one is choice. So choice basically asks for a choice from the user, and then we execute a block of statement based on the user's choice, right? So let me program this. So the code basically for choice is switch, sorry, switch, and then you pass a value, and in case your choice is value 1, do this, your choice is value 2, do this, or else if it is something else, do this. So this is how we do a choice switch case statement. So this is called a switch case statement construct. Switch case construct, this is used for getting choice from the user and then executing it. So let us see how it is done here. So what I had done is, so I had given a start to this program where I have created a class called choice, and inside the main function I had printed 4 options: 1 vanilla, 2 chocolate, 3 butterscotch, 4 blackcurrant, and then I'm asking for a choice. Enter your choice of ice cream. Now the user has to enter 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, right? These are the 4 available options. So the user has to enter it, and then it will go into A. So the user's choice will go into A. Now we can tell using the switch case, based on the choice, what should we execute. So I say switch the value which is A, and then open a case 1, which means if the user had entered 1, I would say system.out.println you had chosen vanilla. And then after this you have to say break. Case 2, so simply I'm going to copy paste this. Here you've chosen chocolate. Say sweet and rich. Again, I'm going to say case 3, butterscotch, smooth and yummy. And then case 4, So suppose if the user enters some choice other than the 4, then we have to have default where you say so. Now you close the switch case and then main and then choice. Save it. Now I'm going to run this program. I'm going to compile it. Yeah, it got compiled without issues. Now I'm going to run it. So it's saying enter your choice of ice cream. So I'm going to choose 3. You had chosen butterscotch. So our choice is recognized, and thus that particular block of code is getting executed. So based on a choice, you can execute a block of code in your choice. Similarly, if say something else, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, let us see what happens. Let's say invalid choice, right? Say 5 is invalid choice, right? So this is how we use the switch case construct. So basically for choice. The third thing is, let us go to the slide. The third thing is iterative. Iterative, as I said, it is going to basically there are two different types of iterations that we can do. One is based on a condition, and another is based on the number of times, the count of how many times you want to iterate. So say for example, I want to do something for repetitively for 10 times. That is one thing. Another thing is do this iteration until a specific condition fails. So until a specific condition is true, you keep on iterating. So that is the way of iterating. So for these two, here again as a statement, iterative is repetitive block of or a specific number of times or based on a condition. So here I have for loop where the syntax is like for you initialize a value, check for the value if it had reached the limit, and then keep incrementing or decrementing. Then you execute a set of statement block so many times until the limit is reached. Whereas a while is a condition based program and a condition based iteration where until this particular condition provided in the while is true, then this is true, the statement block will get executed repeatedly. So we'll see examples for both again for iteration. So the for loop and the while loop. So for loop is for counting and the while loop is for condition. Let us see. Here I have a program for loop. So what I'm trying to do here is it's a normal whatever we do, we find a center and then I'm getting a number for how many times we have to iterate. Enter the number of times to do, and then I get in A. Then I use a for loop for in I equal to 0. I define a variable called I, the second variable called I, and then I initialize it with 0. So now the I value is 0, and then condition check I less than A. So whatever value I give here, like say for example if I give 10, then I less than A will be true, right? Because I is 0 and A is 10. 0 is less than 10. So it will execute this. So it will be system.out.println I plus 1 be 0 plus 1, which is 1, plus 1 plus dot, that is 1 dot hello world. Then the next time it will increment the value to I. We saw this operator, increment operator. So I will become 1 now. When it comes here, 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So it will hello world. Like that, it will go 10. So shall we run see this program? I'm compiling this program. I'm running this program. Enter the number of times loop, I say 10. So it says hello world 2. So repetitively it is printing hello world with the number, then the index 1 to 10. So remember, a for loop is very simple. First, the semicolon before the semicolon we initialize. Semicolon we check for the condition if it is true, and it is agreement. And then the third part is agreement or decrement. Right? Now we'll see similar example for while loop. Here what I'm trying to do is, here it's again a simple program where we get a value, we assign a 0 to A. So initially I define an integer A and then assign 0 to it, and then simply check for the condition A is less than 100. If it is true, then I ask for a value and then I scan it to A. So now assume if I give like 10 and it prints, then it checks if it is less than 100. If it is yes, then again ask for another value. So it keeps on asking and putting values until we give a value which is greater than 100. So this condition has to fail. A less than 100 has to fail. So until it will keep on iterating. So shall we run and see this program? Compiling. Oops. So now the A value is 0. So it had gone into the loop and it is asking for enter the value. I say 12. Value is 12. Again enter the value. Value is 45. Again enter value. Value is 87. Again enter the value. If the value becomes 100, then it comes out, because 100 is not, A is not less than 100, it is equal to 100. So the condition fails and then it comes out. So while loop is very simple. You put a condition here, and if this condition keeps on iterating, if this condition fails, then it stops iteration and goes out. So after this, so whenever I get this, it prints it, and then it checks if the condition is true. If it is true, then goes in again. If it is not, it comes out directly. Hope you understood all the programming constructs. So try doing some exercises with the programming constructs, and then we'll see the summary here. So, summary, programming constructs are available for controlling the flow of the program. They are conditional by choice, by user choice, or iterative in nature. The if-else construct conditional. You can combine multiple if-else by saying if, else if, and else. And then you have, for choice, we have switch case constructs. So we saw how we allow the user to choose an option, and then based on the user's choice, we execute a block of code. So basically, your control executes one particular block of code based on the user's choice. So basically, it's branching. So that is why programming constructs, that is how the programming construct controls the flow of the program. And there is another thing called iteration, which means repetitive processing of a specific set of code, a specific block of code. So while loops are for iterations, that is that will repeat iterating and performing the same block of code again and again until the condition provided fails, or until the condition is true, it will keep on processing it. So the second iterative process is by counting. So if you want to do a specific process for n number of times, then you will use a for loop for that. Very simple, right? So the for loop basically has three parts in its construct. So the first part is initialization of a variable, and the second part is checking for the limit of the variable, and the third part will be the increment or decrement. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this session. Let us continue. Well, let us meet in the next session. See you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye.